I'd like to introduce the 2012 North Lake Women's Tennis League Grand Dames. Our first recipient is Joyce Brown.
One thrilling combination.
While Joyce's 60 years of playing tennis epitomizes the concept of Grande Dame, it is her youthful, positive approach to life that makes her truly worthy of recognition. Joyce was born and raised in New Orleans and moved to Mandeville 17 years ago. After raising two fabulous children, Joyce decided to serve others by becoming an RN. She began her training at the age of 40 and worked in her profession for 26 years, all at East Jefferson. She worked in the capacity of bedside nurse, preceptor, charge nurse, and educator, and retired at age 66. Although she is retired from nursing, Joyce continues to help others by sharing her gusto with the residents at Pontchartrain Nursing Home and has been doing so weekly for the past 5 years. As a volunteer at this facility, she has played the role of jewelry maker, manicurist, bedside listener, reader, decorator, and partier. Now she's a card player. Her group used to play bridge, but one died and she hasn't been able to find a fourth, so now they play poker. When not playing tennis, Joyce keeps fit by working out at PAC and by taking frequent walks on the lakefront. Joyce has served as captain of many tennis teams over the years, but her interests are not limited to just one sport. Joyce was a competitive skier, winning several medals while enjoying the slopes. In fact, she proudly sports several NASTAR bronze medals and even had the distinction of fastest woman in the state over 50 years old. However, many of her friends never heard about it, even after an offer of a press release write-up, because she didn't want her age mentioned in the article. Overall, Joyce is an excellent example of how to age physically, emotionally, and mentally. She defies her actual age, challenging us all to find a way to win. This phrase of encouragement, uttered by Joyce often when serving as captain, was no more in evidence than in the match during which she jammed her finger while playing. Instead of stopping play, Joyce took a moment to pull her finger back into place and valiantly played on. What a role model for all of us. Congratulations to Joyce. We are fortunate to have her represent our league as a Grande Dame.
Flow. 3, 4, 5, 6. Kick. Step. Brush. Palm.
Our next recipient is Sheila Moore. Sheila Moore is indeed a Grande Dame and has influenced many a tennis player at Crossgates in her decades of playing tennis. Sheila was born and raised in England, where she played high school tennis. She met her husband Rob at London University, and they have been married almost 48 years. In 1967, Sheila, her husband, and two young sons immigrated to the United States, to Buffalo, where their third son was born. They were lucky enough to have the opportunity to move down south in 1971, where they settled in Slidell. Sheila got to take up tennis again and has been playing ever since. Her sons are all grown now with children of their own. In fact, one of Sheila's grandsons is presently on the Lakeshore High tennis team. I guess those good genes have been passed down. A fellow Crossgates player wrote a short story. I'd like to share it, and I'm quoting. I first met Sheila while I was still teaching. With her son Peter in tow, she would come bouncing down the hall dressed in her cute tennis outfit. She was off to play 4-0 singles and was about to surprise her opponent with her wicked spin shots, her volleying ability, her shot placement, and her movement on the court. After I retired and began playing tennis, my partner and I found ourselves having to challenge Sheila and her longtime partner, Margaret Ann Woodard. Their reputation as experienced tennis players preceded them. In fact, they were both legends and known as one of Crossgates' most successful teams. One could count their losses on one hand. I don't need to tell you the outcome, but she was very gracious and patient during the match, and I will always remember her inspirational compliments. Sheila contributes so much to league tennis, always putting the team first and encouraging others. In recent years, she has suffered through various health problems and setbacks. With her courage, determination, and strength of character, Sheila has overcome much and still gives her all with a positive attitude. Sheila received many nominations from her fellow players at Crossgates, many of whom are here today. It was a pleasure reading the characteristics that described her: integrity, good sportsmanship, an example of how we should all strive to conduct ourselves on and off the court, always a friend and mentor to many. In conclusion, one of her longtime friends, Dottie Prespendowski, wrote, "Sheila is always willing to captain or co-captain a team and a faithful and loving friend who always volunteers to drive me to matches. What more could an 82-year-old tennis player want in a great friend? Sheila, you are indeed a grande dame in our eyes, and we wish you many more years of playing tennis."
Slow. 3, 4, 5, 6. Kick.
Step, brush.
5, 6.
Our next recipient is Doris Brownlee. Doris was nominated by many of our members, and although she has been described as the face or moving force behind Beauchene tennis, she was nominated by ladies from other clubs as well. Doris is not a native Louisianian, but comes from our neighboring state of Mississippi, where she met and married her husband of 50 years. She moved to Beauchene in 1982 and began playing tennis in 1986. Her friends at Beauchene describe her as a symbol of good sportsmanship, and she always is available to share her extensive knowledge of the rules of tennis with her teammates, especially those new to the game. Most everyone described Doris as a wonderful friend, mentor, shepherd, and cheerleader. She is known for checking in with you if you have been ill or just need someone to talk to. She goes the extra mile for her team to make sure everything goes smoothly on game day. It is because of Doris that many Beauchene ladies begin and continue to play tennis. She always knows who is new to the club, and she voraciously scouts new tennis players. That is probably why she has super players on her team. Doris was a Northlake records keeper back in the day, as my girls say. At that time, there were fewer teams, so she kept track of everyone's scores by hand. Doris's expertise as a captain, along with her unwavering enthusiasm and hard work, have made many teammates feel instantly welcome each week. She does not consider any task too trivial to complete if she thinks it will enhance the comfort of all the players. From elaborate decorating to drawing courts, Doris's passion for people is evident. Doris is fair, friendly, encouraging, a good communicator, respected, competitive, a great leader, and passionate about the game of tennis. When Doris is away from the courts, she enjoys her family and hobbies. She is a mother of 3 and grandmother of 8. She collects fine treasures such as silver and crystal. She can be found selling her treasures in Covington at the Copper Rooster, a business that she co-owns. Congratulations, Doris, on representing our league in such a selfless and friendly manner. Your passion for the game and the people in your life shines through all that you do. On behalf of all of our Northlake ladies, I'd like to congratulate our 2012 Grande Dame recipients.